Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fundamental questions out there. How do we actually master our own energy? I'm not just talking about your mood or motivation. I mean the raw cellular power grid that literally brings you to life. You know that feeling, right? That classic afternoon brain fog? The sense that you're just running on fumes or you just don't feel as vibrant as you know you could. It's an incredibly common experience, and honestly, it's just plain frustrating. But what if I told you the reason for that energy drain, and more importantly, the switch to turn it all back on, isn't something out there? What if it's operating right now on a microscopic scale, deep inside your own body?
Yeah, we all learned about mitochondria in high school biology, the powerhouse of the cell. Let's just, upgrade that definition a little bit. I want you to think of them as quantum batteries. They are this miraculous bridge that transforms the physical stuff we eat and breathe, food, oxygen, into the electrical energy and light that makes us, well, us.
Okay, so if we're going to take back control of our energy, first things first, we have to understand how these batteries actually work, and maybe more importantly, what makes them start to dim in the first place. So let's get into the system. So there are basically three main ways our energy grid gets bogged down. First up, you've got electron leakage. Just imagine these tiny biological sparks. They're called reactive oxygen species, or ROS, and they're flying off the energy production line, causing damage to everything around them. Second is something called mitophagy failure. This is when your body's cleanup crew just stops doing its job, leaving all these old, broken-down zombie mitochondria lying around. They're still eating up resources, but they're not producing any real power. And finally, there's EMF interference. Think of it as chaotic static from our modern environment that messes with the very delicate electrical process of making energy. But here's the really great news. We have a ton of control over this entire system. Seriously. By sending our bodies the right signals at the right times, we can create a daily blueprint to literally recharge our cellular batteries. So your day should start with two incredibly simple but powerful signals. First, get some real sunlight in your eyes within 30 minutes of waking up. Now, this isn't about vitamin D, this is about light frequency. That early morning sun primes the melatonin inside your mitochondria, which is basically a master repair molecule that fixes the damage from the day before. Next, you just take 5 minutes to hum, like a low-frequency hum. This does two amazing things. It stimulates your vagus nerve, telling your whole body that you're safe, and it has another incredible effect. And get this, that simple act of humming has a massive impact. Studies show it can boost the nitric oxide in your nasal passages by up to 15 times. Nitric oxide is what's called a vasodilator. It opens up your blood vessels. This means more oxygen and more nutrients can get delivered to your cells way more efficiently. It's a completely free and ridiculously powerful biohack. Now, just as important as how you start your day is how you end it. After the sun goes down, all that artificial blue light from our screens can totally mess up your mitochondria's repair cycle. So using blue-blocking glasses or screen filters helps protect that crucial process. And second, start your fast. By giving your body a solid 12 to 16-hour break from digesting food, you trigger that essential cleanup process we talked about earlier, mitophagy. This is when your body finally takes out the trash and gets rid of all those energy-sucking zombie mitochondria. All right, so the daily routine sets the stage, right? But to actually build and run the machinery, we need the right raw materials. This is all about our nutrient toolkit for fueling that inner fire. So what are the key building blocks we need? First on the list, we've got PQQ. You'll find it in foods like kiwi and parsley. It's one of the very few things known to actually trigger biogenesis, which means the growth of brand new mitochondria. Then you've got CoQ10, the essential spark plug that helps create cellular energy, or ATP. Sulfur-rich foods like broccoli and garlic are crucial for building glutathione, which is your body's master antioxidant that protects your mitochondrial DNA. And finally, you have your omega-3s, which keep the mitochondrial membranes nice and fluid so everything works smoothly. Now, this next part might sound a little backwards, but to build a stronger system, we actually need to stress it out. The concept is called hormesis, and it's all about using a beneficial short-term stressor to signal your body to upgrade its hardware. Exercise is our #1 way to do this, but different types send totally different messages. Think of Zone 2 cardio, that long, steady-state work where you can still kind of hold a conversation. That trains your mitochondria for efficiency. It teaches them to become expert fat burners. High-intensity interval training, or HIIT, on the other hand, creates a huge short-term energy demand. That signals your body that it needs bigger, more powerful engines, which triggers the creation of brand new mitochondria. A mix of both is really the perfect recipe for a super resilient system. And hey, let's not forget another really powerful stressor: cold. Just a brief exposure, like a couple of minutes in a cold shower, is another potent signal for building new mitochondria. It basically forces your body to adapt by building more cellular engines to generate its own heat. Okay, so we've got our daily routines, our key nutrients, and our hermetic stressors. Now let's put it all together and see what a cohesive weekly plan actually looks like. So here's a sample 7-day plan that puts all of this into practice. Just notice how each day has a specific nutrient focus and a signature ingredient to deliver it. This isn't about restricting yourself. It's about being strategic, making sure you're sending all the right signals throughout the entire week. Let's just highlight a few of these days. So, day 1 kicks things off with PQQ from a signature ingredient like kiwi. This sends that powerful signal for biogenesis, basically telling your body, hey, we need more power plants in here. It really sets the foundation for the whole week to come. Then, on day 2, the focus shifts over to ATP production with CoQ10, which you can get from a powerhouse food like grass-fed steak. So now that you've signaled for new factories on day 1, you're giving them the essential spark plugs they need to get up and running at full capacity. By the time we get to day 5, we see this brilliant synergy happening. We bring back PQQ, maybe from something like natto, to keep signaling for growth, but we combine it with sulfur-rich foods like parsley. This pairs the signal to build with the raw materials you need to protect all the new machinery you're creating. It's really smart. You know, when you step back from all the science and the details, this isn't just about cellular mechanics. It's about something way more profound. As this quote puts it so beautifully, our mitochondria are the bridge where the sun's energy, which was trapped in our food, is finally liberated back into the light of our own consciousness. Ultimately, that's what this is all about. It's about shifting from being a passive passenger in your own body to becoming an active steward of your own energy. The tools are simple, the principles are ancient, and the power is already inside you. The only question left is, are you ready to switch it on?